Well, the big thing in game one for the Grizzlies and the Wolves was Anthony Edwards went nuts. Not just him, we'll look at Karl-Anthony Towns as well, but it was a whole lot of tough shots, tough jump shots specifically. Edwards loves these type of looks. And you can just say, well, he made tough shots, the Grizzlies will try to make him tough again, and that's that. But, you look at on this play here where Steven Adams was dropping, and there is a bit to talk about with Steven Adams for this game one. It's a pretty decent look for Edwards. There's not a lot of pressure on him there. He's able to comfortably go into that. Do you want to bank on him just missing that going forward? I don't know. That's up to the Grizzlies. The Steven Adams switch here, similar story, just a step back two-pointer. Mathematically speaking, you can say to yourself, we'll live with this shot. And of course, you have to live with some things. Really, it was everybody. I mean, Edwards here, he's got a one-on-one on Zaire Williams. He's too big, he's too strong, he's too fast. What could the Grizzlies have done differently here? I mean, you could have Bane just double Edwards, but then you're going to have to worry about Russell, so Tyus Jones would have to go over to him, but that might give Malik Beasley an opportunity to relocate. Maybe you're daring Edwards to make that pass to Naz Reid in the opposite corner. That would probably be the one. This one over Desmond Bane just wasn't fair. I mean, you don't want to double team a guy the second he has the ball, but the single coverage was not working. This possession was something, as Edwards makes another tough three over Dillon Brooks, but if we can run this back, I wonder if Dillon Brooks will play this much off of Edwards going into game two. Jaren, he's there to at least contest a drive, but what if it's a D-Lo pull-up jumper? If Edwards is going to be shooting like this, then that's going to make you think twice. And this was his last tough three. I feel like this one could be a preview of something the Wolves can go to more in this series, besides just the initial ghost screen from Taurean Prince, which can cause a moment with Dillon Brooks and Ja Morant. What do we do? And also the fact that, Prince could have cut here. It's the fact that Towns is right here. So Brandon Clark's got to stay glued to him, and that's just going to make it tougher to where, if Edwards gets some daylight and he chooses to drive, Clark helps out, Towns is open at the top of the key. Where Karl-Anthony Towns is standing is huge. They tried to throw extra attention at him sometimes, like here, which leads to a Patrick Beverley layup. Now we get to Cat, who had himself a few jump shots as well. But most of his stuff was in the paint. You saw him make that shot over Adams, and then Adams plays him super duper close, and then he gets by him. So Steven Adams, we'll see. I don't think he had the best game to open this thing up. That is a classic Karl-Anthony Towns pick and pop, and he also had too much daylight. He got a lucky bounce, was able to convert the drive. But if you respect Edwards' shot making that much, well, crap. What if it's Karl-Anthony Towns screening for him, this could have also led to a shot from McDaniels as well as Beverly. Another Edwards-Towns screen here. It's a hell of a duo, man, and there's no right answer. If you choose to switch this, there's going to be a size mismatch, or Edwards is going to be able to go at Adams. You don't want to bring two on Edwards, because then Towns has the open middle of the floor. Is the adjustment just more Jaren Jackson at center? It could be. Of course, as I mentioned Jackson, here's the play where Towns dunked on him. Of course, the dunk is the most noticeable thing, but what really happened beforehand was they went at Ja Morant, right? And if Towns can force a mismatch onto Ja, well, I'm sorry, Ja, but you just don't have a chance. This play here was something. So they had Adams hedge, and I think the plan was for Tyus Jones to get back over to McLaughlin and Adams to be able to get back over to Towns. And for that to happen, you need Zaire Williams to be a little closer to Cat on the initial screen, because if not, what ends up happening is he's pretty much just got a runway to the basket. The other big thing with the Wolves in this one to me was that they did not get killed on the offensive glass. We'll see how that develops throughout the series. Towns was in a drop on Dillon Brooks that allows him to box out Steven Adams. And this play here was just great. You had Towns close out to Brooks, good contest on him, and look at how Jared Vanderbilt takes the ball away from Brandon Clark. Jaren Jackson was 0 for 5 from outside. In his second season, he shot 39%. This year, he shot 32% from outside. I don't know what to do with that, but to state the obvious, the Grizzlies are going to need him to make at least a few. Then we get to Ja's game. So there were definitely times where the Wolves played aggressively on him and he was able to just kind of slither through everything. Other times where they were able to get him to take a shot that they'd feel okay about. Notice Jaren Jackson left a bit open there. And he also had a million free throws, this time again beating the aggressive screen defense. As I was watching the game, it felt like the Grizzlies' offense was struggling at times, but they ended up with 117 points. Their offensive rating was about 112. The question to me for them is more so the defense and how are you not going to get roasted by Edwards and Towns in game 2.